CNN wants you to believe that they've changed, that they are no longer the 24/7 anti-Trump liberal network that they once were. Well, actually, that they were just recently. The new president, Chris Licht, says he wants to see the network take a more moderate approach now. For example, Mediaite.com, which I founded, reported last week that Licht called for CNN staff not to use the term big lie during its broadcasts. Licht apparently trying to win back more conservative viewers that CNN has hemorrhaged in recent years. But how can that work? They still have the same hosts who made their views very, very clear in the recent past.
Is it possible that the Republican Party is now the party of deranged bigots?
I seem to remember Glenn Youngkin campaigning in a fleece vest in Virginia. He was running as a different kind of Republican. I was told there was going to be a vest, not a Soviet-style police state across the Potomac from Washington.
If you were a supporter of this president, then you voted for the president, of the former president, Trump. Then you voted for the president who what? The bigots supported. The Klan supported. Right? The Proud Boys supported. The alt-right supported. Didn't mean that you were a member of that, but that's who supported the former president. So if you don't believe in the voting rights legislation, then Joe Biden is absolutely right. That's the side that you're on.
So what now? We ignore all of that and just pretend that it was never said. Can they pull off this switcheroo? Let's ask my old friend Rick Sanchez. He's a former CNN anchor, spent 6 years at the network. He's now the CEO and co-founder of Agua Media, a newly launched podcast network for the Latino community. Rick, great to see you. Thanks so much for coming on the show. Appreciate it. What do you make of this? Is the genie already out of the bottle here?
It's kind of cringeworthy to watch those clips that you just showed. It's really a shame when you think of what CNN used to be and unfortunately what they've become. The irony here as well, Dan, is interestingly enough that they put Trump in office because they thought it would be very entertaining to cover all of his news conferences. So they gave him more airtime than any candidate in the history of the United States. And then once he got there, they decided to spend the next 4 years trying to knock him down in every possible way they can. And in the process of doing that, and I think this is where it gets really weird, they lost their way as a journalistic outlet. And they stopped covering the news, and they started just doing politics all the time. And I think that you know, if there's something to learn from this, is that if you are a plumber, or you are a carpenter, or you are a journalist, or you are a lawyer, or you are a doctor, you should stick to your guns, to your profession, to what got you there. Dance with the one that brung you. CNN used to be a journalistic organization. Somewhere along the line, they stopped doing that. I'm not convinced by what I've seen from Mr. Licht, because what I hear in his comments is, I'm a new CEO and I'm going to be different from the guy before me. It seems to me right now to be more like icing. I don't know if there's any real meat there. Dan.
But to have the kind of change that he's talking about, do you think that they would have to take their entire roster of on-air folks, or at least most of them, and just do an overhaul?
It's a fundamental change in how you cover the news. And I mean, this goes down to parallel structure. It goes to cogency. It goes to sourcing. It goes to how you determine what you're going to cover. Well, look, one of the big problems today at CNN, and this may be a problem that we're seeing with news in general, is that in many ways, they only know how to cover one story. It goes beyond Donald Trump. It's not just Donald Trump. They only know how to cover politics. So to them, every story is a political story. Have you ever watched, I'm sure you have, and I'm talking to our viewers who are listening right now, have you ever watched CNN when they have to cover a breaking news story these days? They used to be the best at it. If there was an earthquake somewhere, if there was a police action somewhere, there was a fire somewhere, they were really good at covering it. Today, when you watch them, you almost feel bad. They're like fish out of water, because all they're used to doing is covering Washington, inside the Beltway, politics, politics, politics. So when they have to cover a real journalistic story that has nothing to do with Nancy Pelosi or Donald Trump or anybody else, They don't know. They look like their hair is on fire, and somehow they try to bring it back to Donald Trump, which is what we just saw in some of those clips. It's almost like it's a one-trick pony, and too often they go too far. And I guess to answer your question, to be fair to you, because you're trying to get me to help you understand what they could possibly do since they've been that one-trick pony for so long, they almost have to retrain themselves. Somebody, one of their ombudsmen, which they're famous for, has to go back to this team of journalists, some of whom are not journalists, by the way, and that's another problem that we see there, that they hire personalities and then they tell them to be actors and entertainers and performers rather than being journalists.
I love the
So
ombudsman.
now they got to retrain them to be journalists.
I love the ombudsman, by the way, just in general, just this position that supposedly is the person who's the all-knowing middle person at these networks, as if they sort of, come in and sort of bless this and bless that and tell you. But anyway.
And there's a place for it. Remember, I mean, I used to have to write stories there, and I had to go through this team of elderly guys, and they would tear your stuff apart. And where are those guys today with those clips that you just showed? What happened?
Yeah. Rick Sanchez, hey, good luck with Agua Media. We're going to be following you closely.
Thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. And by the way, if I could just mention that one thing, Hispanics are 20% of the population of the United States. As far as CNN's concerned, where are they? You'd think they'd pick up on that as well, but they've got their issues.
They're too busy focusing on Agua.
God bless
Rick Sanchez, good to see you. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.